Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am just finding where we left off. And oh, Colleen Reynolds, I love you so much. You are such an inspiration. I am going to share something that Colleen posted in a beautiful group that she's started in a second. So we left off yesterday talking about the should train and the enough train and turning those trains around. And then it hit me as things seem to. The time. Good morning. Good morning. Oh gosh, you are so unconditional. You are so incredible. So we were talking about the should train and the enough train and, you know, turning those trains around and how that should sound. Good morning, darling yourself. How that should sound easy, right? Like it should sound, you know, relatively, or catch the right train, you know, going in the right direction makes a big difference, right? And Colleen had posted this pretty ugly. It's called, and I'm going to, it's so profound, you guys. I'm very ugly, so don't try to convince me that I'm a very beautiful person, because at the end of the day, I hate myself in every single way. And I'm not going to lie to myself by saying there is beauty inside of me that matters. So rest assured, I will remind myself that I am a worthless, terrible person. And nothing you say will make me believe I deserve love. Because no matter what, I am not good enough to be loved. And I am in no position to believe that beauty does exist within me. Because whenever I look in the mirror, I always think, am I as ugly as people say? And it says now, read bottom up. Am I as ugly as people say? Because whenever I look in the mirror, I always think, beauty does exist within me. Am I in no position to believe that? I am not good enough to be loved? Because no matter what, I still deserve love. And nothing you say will make me believe that I am a worthless, terrible person. So rest assured, I will remind myself there is beauty inside of me that matters. And I'm not going to lie to myself by saying I hate myself in every single way. Because at the end of the day, I am a very beautiful person. So don't try to convince me that I'm very ugly. Is that not incredible? Check that out. Pretty and ugly. And yeah, so this is going in this book, because isn't that it? Like, just turn that train around, because we do. That's what we do. We do this ridiculous mind mess thing. I was going to use a really bad word, but nope. Good morning. How's Vancouver? Are you ever coming home? Girl. All right, so we left off. The river I stand in is not the same river that I step in, as I am. It is not the same river, and I am not the same man. I have looked in awe more recently at every river and pondered this statement. Never ever, absolutely never, is it the same as it is in this moment. And neither are we. Every moment changes us, and every moment we are, for the most part, choice. Aging is inevitable, but getting old is a choice. Waking up every day is, fortunately for most of us, inevitable, but how we choose to live is choice. Bitter or better, it's your choice. The glass is half full, or is it indeed half empty? Ask the pessimist, then ask the optimist. Enter the realist. It's both. True fact, actually. Do you want fame and fortune, or do you want deeply lasting, intimate, and passionate love? Hello, are we on the same train? We want, deserve, and will have both. Only, however, if we want it and believe that we first deserve, and second, that we can have it all. How many times have you heard, if you think you can or think you can't, you're right? I think that was Ford, right? Who said that? Powerful and annoying words of the deepest truth. Oh, goodness. I turned 50 during my darkest year. It was honestly, truly, deeply, and despicably the worst birthday of my life. True story. There were certainly some great aspects of a trip up the river with some of my favorite people and surrounded by my favorite surroundings, but the day itself, from midnight to midnight, was honestly, the day that I turned 50 years old was bar none one of, if not the worst day of my life. And not because I hate getting older, quite to the contrary. I love the fact that I get to age, and I deeply acknowledge that so many of us don't have that honor. Having spent 5.5 weeks at Children's Hospital is a massive eye-opener to anyone who thinks that getting older is a drag. True. But honestly, I never ever did. I had never had a perfection or an outstanding physical obsession with my looks. I embrace every wrinkle and every stretch mark as very well earned. Nope, my day sucked because my day sucked. Some of my lifelong lack of clear boundaries and general disease to please choices showed up in a big way. I knew before the trip even began that it may turn into a nasty, jealous experience, and surely it did. Only this time I stood up and I refused to accept poor behavior. I faced anger and adversity right in the face, and I refused to back down. After causing everyone else discomfort, oh, look at me, I actually backspaced and erased this slide. That is true. So when I'm writing, and I was like just reflecting, like it was one day in my life. It was just one day, because I don't have very many really shitty days, but that day was a super shitty day. And it was like, it was so surreal to me, because it was like, is this actually happening? It's my birthday. It's my 50th freaking birthday. And this is what I'm facing, and I'm surrounded by, this is what I've chosen in my life. And I just, for one of the first times, stood my ground and said, no, I'm not going to accept this behavior. I'm not. No, that is not how things are. That is not what happened. And I am not backing down. And so ensues a fight and an argument and yelling and crying. And I was really upset. And then woke up so it really did start at midnight, and man, and it went right till midnight. It was just a super shitty day. And I'm sure that somebody in this universe had that plan for me, because that is the day that I was like, I'm done. I am done with this codependency bullshit life that I have chosen, because I chose to just always just be, let everybody say whatever they want and feel however they want, and everybody else's feelings matter. No, not that day. So standing in my truth, my power, and after refusing to be bullied or intimidated into buying into a very wrong perception of the day before's unfolding, everyone on our group camping trip was visibly uncomfortable, and not one person in the morning after I stood my ground wished me a happy birthday. And that's okay. It really is. It was a trip. Another friend of mine was also turning 50 a few days later. And there was so much magnificence about the trip, but that day was hell. That freaking day, the day that I turned 50 years old, was pure hell. And it was like, what does this mean? And so it really interesting. So, oh, how funny. So the actual day, 50 years after the birth of this feisty carrot top, was miserable for everyone. Congratulations, Sandy. This is your life. And the cumulative consequences of your every choice. Brilliant. When I got to talk to my oldest son, Corey shared his thoughts that literally changed my life. And that, my friends, is the end of day 29. So how's that for expressing how, you know, I mean, I've never overly been one to mash words, but I'm not kidding. That day was hell. That day was absolutely one of the worst days of my life. And it wasn't only because of expectations, and maybe it was. Maybe I actually stood up for myself simply because, but before that trip started, I had an inkling that, you know, it was going to get silly like that, and that, you know, people that don't play well together, that get jealous of each other, and if somebody's taking up my time and energy and then somebody else gets frustrated and possessive, no more, man, no more. I am so done with it. And I remember as a little girl, sometimes, you know, if there was two, it was always really fun. And then add a third girlfriend and somebody always started picking on somebody or nitpicking or making rude comments. And I remember thinking, you know, two's company, three's a crowd, and how this is somewhat. So anyways, that's kind of how that went down. But man, oh man, things changed in a big way on my 50th birthday. That was my breaker went, my enough moment in my life. So I will share more about Corey's take on 50. And hey mom, I hope you'll consider some of these thoughts that I have. So I hope you're having a phenomenal day. I will see you in the morning. I have yet another crazy, awesome day. So mwah! I love you. I freaking love you. Bye.